We are holding in Chazara of Kinyan HaMasechta, Daf Vav, Amud Alef, in the middle of the Amud by the two dots where it says V'yotzi'in af al hakilaim. So we learned in the Mishnah that on Chol HaMoed, Beit Din sends out messengers regarding kilaim. They send out messengers to uproot kilaim from people's yards. If people have a field and they have planted kilaim there, then Beit Din will uproot it. Rashi tells us that this is talking about Chol HaMoed Pesach. That's the season that they would send out messengers to uproot kilaim. So asks the Gemara, Ve'akilaim becholo shel moed nafkinan? You go out for kilaim on Chol HaMoed, that's when Beit Din would send out messengers, or minhu. We're going to have a contradiction to this. It says, Be'echad be'adar mashmin ala shekalim. First of Adar, Rosh Chodesh Adar, Beit Din would announce regarding shkalim that soon by Nisan people had to pay the machatzira shekel for the collection for the new korbanot of the following year, the upcoming year, that was collected at Nisan. So 1 month before they would announce that collection is coming up. Vala kilaim, and also regarding the kilaim, they would announce that anyone who has kilaim and make sure to uproot it because we Beit Din are coming around. B'chamisha asar bo, on the 15th of the month of Adar, Kur'in et ha-Megillah bekrachim, they would read the Megillah in the krachim, in the walled cities. V'yotzi'in lekavetz et ha-derachim, Beit Din would go out to be mekavetz, to de-thorn, take out the thorns from the roads. Letakena rechovot, to fix the streets. Lamuda mikvaot, to measure the mikvaot, to make sure that they have the correct amount of water in them. Ve'osin kol tzorkei rabim, and we would do all of the tzrachim of the rabim during that time. Mitzayinin et ha-kivarot, they would also mark the kivarot. Ve'yotzi'in ala kilaim, and they would send out messengers for kilaim. So what do you see? You see that it was done on the 15th of Adar, not on Chol HaMoed Pesach. So Rabbi Elazar and Rabbi Yossi bar Chanina. We have a machlok at Rabbi Elazar and Rabbi Yossi bar Chanina. Chad Amar, one says kan bebachir, kan be'afil. That one time is talking about the bachir, the early growing things, and one is talking about afil, the late growing things. So in your field you have wheat. You have the wheat that grows really fast and the wheat that takes longer to grow. So the first date they would come out was to check for kilaim regarding the things that, when it comes to the things that grow faster. Second time was for the late bloomers to see if any kilaim was there and to uproot the late growing kilaim. Chad Amar, one says kan bezraim, kan beyarakot. That the earlier time was for zra'im, for like a tevuah. Rashi says grains that were planted, those the time that they grow is Adar time. And the kan birakot, the later time is vegetables, they're grown later, and they were checked for kilaim, or the kilaim were uprooted from them at a later time. Amar Rav Asi, Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Says Rav Asi, the name of Rabbi Yochanan. Shanu ela she'en nitzan nikar. What are we talking about? When do we say that they wait until those dates to go out for the kilaim to uproot them? She'en nitzan nikar. When the buds are not recognizable, those are the default dates that they go out. Aval nitzan nikar. But when the bud is recognizable, yotzin alein, they go out even earlier. Whenever it is, they go out to uproot them. Okay, now the Gemara asks, why specifically on Chol HaMoed do we send out messengers? Why are we waiting till Chol HaMoed to do it? Why don't we do it before Yom Tov or after Yom Tov? Why Chol HaMoed to send out messengers to uproot the kilaim? Amar Rabbi Yaakov, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Mishum Schar Peula de Mozli Gaban. Says Rabbi Yaakov, and Rabbi Yochanan, because of Schar Peula, the wages of a worker that is Mozli Gaban, they cheapen themselves by us. Meaning, on Chol HaMoed, people are not allowed to work. They don't have work. So they're sitting around doing nothing. If they have an opportunity to make money, they'll do it for even a little bit cheaper. So they'll be hired. They'll hire themselves to work to uproot kilaim in people's yards for cheaper. That's why Beit Din waits for this time of Chol HaMoed to uproot the kilaim. Amar Rav Zavid veitem Rav Mishar Shia. Shema Mina. So we hear from this. Listen to this. Ki yahavinan lehu schar. When we pay them, when you pay the workers for uprooting the kilaim, mitrumat alishka yahavinan lehu. We give it from the trumat alishka. We give it from the funds of the Beit Hamikdash. Diisa gadatach mididu yahavinan lehu. If you're gonna think that we give it from the person himself, meaning maybe the owner of the field who is having his field he's having his field have the kilaim removed. So if he's gonna have to pay for it, so my nafkalan minayhu. Why do we care? Like, why do we care to make it cheaper? Let him pay full price for wages. So the fact that we wait for Chol HaMoed so that we could get labor for cheaper shows that the money is being paid from Mamon Hektish, and therefore we don't want to. We want to get the cheapest price. We don't want to use Mamon Hektish. We don't want to pay more expensive price if we could pay a cheaper price. So right, Kol Kama Debo Litin, whatever they want, let him give. Litin Luhu, let the guy take. Meaning if it's the owner of the field who's paying, so let him pay whatever price the person wants. Okay, as says the Gemara, V'ad Kama, until how much? I mean, what's the measure of kilaim? How much is kilaim? It's expected that seeds get mixed in here and there, and you'll have seeds from one type get mixed in with another type. But what ratio of mixture of seeds is kilaim? Amar Rav Shmuel Bar Yitzchak, says Rav Shmuel Bar Yitzchak, Kot Sheshaninu Kol Sa'ah Sheish Ba Rova Zera Miminacher. One a rova kav per sa'ah. So it comes out to, Rashi tells us, a 1 to 24 ratio. Rova kav per sa'ah, that ratio will make kilaim. A 1 to 24 ratio of mixed plants will make kilaim. And if that's the case, yim'at. If you have 1 to 24 ratio, you have to yim'at, you have to diminish it, you have to remove some to make the ratio within the boundaries that is acceptable. So asks the Gemara V'Atanya, we learned in a Braita that I think it may change it to Hatanan also because I think it's a Mishnah. V'Atanan, yeah. Hitkinu sheyu mafkirin kol hasadeh kula. It says that the Beit Din made a takana that we're not just going to let you change the ratio and just take out some. The whole sadeh is hefker. You can't benefit from any of the fruits in the field at all. So why are you saying yim'at? You can lessen the ratio. It says the whole sadeh is hefker. So the Gemara says, let me explain to you the history. Lo kasha. Kan kodem takana, kan lachar takana. One is talking about before Beit Din made their decree, and one is talking about after Beit Din made their decree. So the Gemara takes us through the steps of history over here. Titania, Barishona, in the beginning, hayu okrin umashlichin lifnei behemtan. They would take out the kilaim, and they would throw the seeds, the little saplings, whatever, the plants, in front of the animals of the field owners. And the Baalei Batim, who owned those fields, they were doubly happy. One thing they were happy about was they were weeding their field. Right? When they would uproot the kilaim, they would remove the weeds from the field. And that was a service to the owner of the field, and he was happy about it. And the second thing they were happy about, they were throwing it in front of their animals, they're feeding their animals. So I get free weeding and I get free animal feed. Perfect. So hitkinu sheyu okrin umashlichin al hadrachim. So Beit Din decreed, we're not going to feed it to the animals anymore. We're going to come around, we're going to take your kilaim, uproot it, and throw it in the streets so people trample on it and it's no longer fit for your animal to consume. V'adayin hayu smechin simcha gdola shemenachshin sidotehen. The Baalei Batim were still happy that they were being menachesh their fields. They were they were weeding their fields. Therefore, Chachamim made a decree that we're going to be mafkir the entire field, so as to get the message across that don't play around, don't plant kilaim. If you do, we're going to be mafkir all the things in your field, and you cannot use it at all.